unfortunately is going to have to
Like,
go.
there's nothing we can really do. But, I mean, I didn't know if you wanted to.
I asked the superintendent.
You know, yeah. See, I mean, I don't know if we can do like consent with comment, just say we value your voice or whatever. But it's not much. I just wanted to know what you're thinking. But
Yeah. The School Board of Duval County District is now convened in its regular monthly meeting. To everyone present and to our television viewers, I wish to extend a warm welcome to this meeting of the Duval County School Board. The vision statement of the Duval County School Board states, every student is inspired and prepared for success in college or a career and life. The mission statement of Duval County School Board is to provide educational excellence in every school, in every classroom, for every student, every day. The Duval County School Board is here tonight to listen to reports from district staff and to set policy for the district that will improve student achievement. We will also address budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and other business items that require a vote of the board. The management and day-to-day operation of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. It is not the role of the board to make managerial or operational decisions. The board has policies and procedures in place to assist the superintendent in resolving management and operational issues. If items appear to move quickly, it is because the board meets in an agenda meeting prior to the board meeting and for an in-depth review of all agenda items. The committee meeting for the January 7th, 2020 school board meeting will be held on December 17, 2019 at 9:00 a.m. and the public is invited to attend. As a show of courtesy and respect to each other, we ask that all mobile phones be turned off and that no flash photography be used during the meeting. For those wishing to address the board during our public comments portion of the board meeting, please note that we will accept speaker cards until 6:20 p.m. Thank you for taking time to join us this evening and for your interest in the operation of Duval County School District. Board members, I invite you to stand for the opening message given tonight by Angelise De Jesus Augusto, a senior and homecoming queen for Frank H. Peterson Academies, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance given by Boy Scout member Jonathan Himes.
Good evening. My name is Angelise De Jesus, senior at Frank H. Peterson. It is an honor for me to be among you all to present the invocation. Please bow your heads and join me as I pray. Dear Heavenly Father, in our hearts we plan our course, but we pray that you establish our steps, that you fill our hearts with love and delight as we contribute to this meeting. I pray for unity amongst us all, and that we are able to put our minds in harmony. I pray that we seek for your advice and understanding. Let us not make decisions based upon what we know, but let us act upon your wisdom. Please guide us, Lord. We place this meeting in your hands. We place our hearts and minds in your hands so that you may direct us. Have your way, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jonathan and Angelise. We will now have presentations, and we ask that we'd like the superintendent to Dr. Diana Green to help me make the following presentation.
Chairman Jones, we're on the school presenting first.
I jumped ahead.
Always gonna be kinks in the first time.
Yes, ma'am. Did I skip something? Okay, we have, oh, I'm sorry. Mine is different. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thank you. District 5, Thomas Jefferson Elementary Principal Lori Turner. She has a outstanding presentation, one of the outstanding schools in District 5. Sorry I skipped over you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Lori Turner, and I am honored to be the principal of Thomas Jefferson Elementary School. I would like to first thank our Chairman Warren Jones for selecting our school to be featured, and I would like to thank Dr. Diana Green for allowing me to serve as principal. I have with me part of my environment team at Thomas Jefferson. I have my PTA, my parent liaison for Title I, Mrs. Jamenda Thompson, and also my assistant principal, Mr. John Pustinger. It is very difficult to sum up Thomas Jefferson in such a small amount of time, but we have prepared a video. Actually, my PTA president, Salita Wilson, prepared the video, but she was unable to attend this evening. But at this time, please take a brief look at our TJ family.
Hi, Team Duval. I am Lori Turner, proud principal of Thomas Jefferson Elementary School. Behind me is a historical shrine. Thomas Jefferson was built in 1926 as the Marietta School, and then was renamed Thomas Jefferson in 1927. It was a rural school, and its first principal was Henry F. Kite. I share this because we are very proud of our history and our culture. This was Thomas Jefferson did. We would like to show you Thomas Jefferson now.
Hi, my name is Dina Hull, and I've been part of the Thomas Jefferson family for 33 years. I've been in the same school, same classroom, and these are some of my former students who I love dearly.
I have 2 kids that have had her as well.
I have 2 as well.
I have 1 and 1 on the way. It's great knowing that our kids had the same teacher that we had.
I really wanted to take a moment to officially thank Jonesboro Baptist Church, because it really is because of them that we have had a SAC that is flourishing.
Love you guys. You have no idea how much we just thank God for this relationship.
I'm Jamenda Thompson, the Parent Involvement Liaison at Thomas Jefferson Elementary, and I'm excited to say that I'm a part of the TJ family. TJ family, parents, everyone is welcome to come in to check out resources from the Parent Involvement Resource Room to help their children soar academically.
Most about Thomas Jefferson is his friendly family atmosphere. I enjoy volunteering and hosting, especially the Grandparents' Day and many other events here at Thomas Jefferson.
Monday, December 9th, 2019. It is Resource Day 1B. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I'm running out of breath. Bus.
An example. Okay, so think about what was an example in the paragraph she read of a curve. When the sun starts to rise and shine,
What do the stars do?
Bow.
Bowing. You're like, I'll see you at. I'll see you at.
Miss Turner is an amazing collaborator. You know, just by looking at her, that she's not just thinking of the student, but she thinks about her teachers, and she collaborates with them in such a way, and I can see it at a committee meeting that I'm at, that she wants the best for her teachers, she wants the best for her students, and she also wants the best for her family.
I'm Selena Wilson, and I have the privilege to serve as PTA president. Our PTA's goal is to provide memorable experiences for our students and families and to advocate for quality education. We maintain a PTA Facebook page and lead volunteer orientations geared to inform and engage our families. Because I am bilingual, I sometimes translate during conferences with Spanish-speaking parents. I am thrilled to be a part of the inclusive, family-friendly culture that Mrs. Turner has fostered here at Thomas Jefferson.
Thank you all so much for having us. Have a wonderful night.
Ms. Turner, thank you for the outstanding job that you're doing, and that's one of the jewels of our district. It's the parents love it, the students love that school, and the work that you and your staff are doing is to be commended. Thank you very much for that presentation.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like, once again, to invite the superintendent, Dr. Diana Green, to help me make the following presentations.
We begin with a donation that's giving Duval County Public School students the opportunity to travel to India without ever having to leave the classroom. Tonight we're recognizing the couple behind this generous gift. They are Mr. and Mrs. Gyan and Sheila Joshi of Jacksonville. Thanks to the Joshis, each one of our schools has been gifted with at least one new addition to their library. Each middle and high school is receiving a copy of the book India Unveiled by Robert Arnett. This includes over 300 color photos and maps showcasing the people, landscapes, and culture of India. Each middle and elementary school will also receive a copy of Finders Keepers, A Bus Trip in India, which is another book by Robert Arnett. It's described as a true story set in India, and it affirms values such as honesty, respect, self-esteem, and cultural awareness. Both books are award-winning, highly acclaimed, and can be found in over 12,000 libraries across the country. In a letter written to the superintendent, this donation was called one of pure appreciation and comes at absolutely no cost to the district. The Joshis were invited this evening so we could properly express our gratitude, so please join us in recognizing this couple and their generous gift to our students. It's an achievement that's been 8 years in the making. Tonight we recognize Atlantic Coast High School for its designation as a Special Olympics National Unified Champion School. Unified Champion schools are known for creating climates in which students with disabilities feel welcome and included. To earn this honor, Atlantic Coast had to meet 10 standards of excellence, and it's clear the Stingrays are excelling. This can be seen in the school's Special Olympics Unified Sports Program, where students with and without disabilities are paired up in 9 different sports, ranging from flag football to basketball and to track and field. But that's only the beginning. Students also participate in anti-bullying campaigns, mentoring programs, Special Olympics games, and much more. With this recognition, Atlantic Coast can now proudly display a National Unified Champion school banner in its gym. This banner is, without a doubt, a symbol of students who regularly work as a team, set goals, and form friendships. Special Olympics head coach Pam Entenman says this wouldn't have been possible without a lot of support. And of course, she says it's ultimately all about the kids. And joining her this evening are a combination of Special Olympics athletes or students with disabilities and partners or students without disabilities. So please join us in congratulating Atlantic Coast High School as a Special Olympics National Unified Champion School. When you consider the different awards that educators can receive, most usually involve some kind of nomination, but that is not the case with this next honor. The Florida Tax Watch Principal Leadership Award is data-driven based on performance of students in our state's highest need schools. And tonight we are proud to announce two of our principals are recipients. They're Jeb Stewart Middle School Principal Sadie Milner-Smith and Wayman Academy of the Arts Principal Samarian Bakshi. Principals Milner-Smith and Bakshi are two of only 9 award winners in the entire state, 3 elementary, 3 middle, and 3 high school. With this program, the nonprofit intentionally highlights principals of at-risk K-12 public schools. Results are based on an analysis of student gains in reading and math, and in schools with high percentages of students with disabilities, eligible for free and reduced lunch, and designated as English as second language learners. Where the work of these principals may normally go unnoticed by a statewide audience, leaders with Florida Tax Watch say their impact is tremendous and truly transformational in their schools and in their communities. And at this time, Dr. Green would like to make a few remarks to Principals Milner-Smith and Bakshi.
Well, I wanted to say how proud I am of both of you being selected. It's very rare that a school district has two that's equals 4, but two administrators to receive this honor for Tax Watch. And because we know that it is and indeed a great honor, and it's based on data, it's based on a number of factors related to both of your schools, I am honored to present to you a Superintendent Coin of Excellence, and your plaque will display your own.
Right.
Without question, Team Duval is full of talented teachers whose gifts extend far beyond the classroom. So when our superintendent sought someone who could craft something special for our school board, she didn't have to look very far. It all began with a visit to A. Philip Randolph Career Academies. Dr. Green spotted a sign made by welding teacher Michael Burt and wanted to see if it could be replicated for each of our board members. Mr. Burt accepted the challenge. So in working with his students and using skills they learned in class, they were able to produce some very unique work, which is walking its way to the front, right on time for the holidays. So Mr. Burt is with us this evening, and Dr. Green also has a few remarks for him.
I think I was attending a SAC committee meeting, and one of the teachers was showing a design that you and your students created for her, and I thought, I always have to struggle finding Christmas gifts, and I thought this is a perfect gift for board members, and it highlights one of our teachers and our student academies and the welding program and how outstanding it is. And so I am going to ask each
help us thank Mr. Burt of A. Philip Randolph and his students for this gift to the school board. For our final presentation, we have the story of a grateful mother who credits one of our principals with her son's powerful transformation. That principal is Brett Hartley of Crown Point Elementary. This mother says Hartley played a crucial role in helping her son transition out of a behavior support program and back into general education. It wasn't easy, but she says his support made all of the difference. We now want to read some portions of a letter she wrote to Dr. Green. In it, it says, Mr. Hartley supported not only my son, but the situation we were in. Mr. Hartley always responded to my calls, emails, and was willing to listen to my concerns and call a meeting for everyone to discuss things, putting everyone on the same page. Mr. Hartley sometimes would say to me that he didn't know something or have the answer to something, but would always say he would reach out for help and get back to me. As mind-blowing as it seems, with all of his hundreds of students, he always got back to me, and we always worked through it as a team should. Sometimes he called for meetings and I was stressing out about missing work. Then, just about the time I wanted to give up, he encouraged his staff to work with me to accommodate my work schedule, or he would meet with the staff and then meet with me later in the day to fill me in. I know this man was super busy leading his school, and I am more than sure he had many issues with other kids and families to work with, but he never made me feel as if my special needs kiddo or I were a bother to him. I truly feel he not only went the extra mile for my son to be comfortable and successful in school, but he had it in him to do it for all of his students. Mr. Hartley has made a tremendous positive impact in my son's educational journey, and I can't thank him enough. I always felt like Mr. Hartley was willing to work with me and not against me. My son is not an affectionate kid, and quite honestly, he hates people in his space or to be touched. But my son now hugs Mr. Hartley when he sees him and tells me it doesn't feel weird anymore. This is huge for my kiddo. My son will always remember Mr. Hartley as a positive experience in school, and I am so very appreciative. And so at this time, we'll turn it over to Dr. Green.
Mr. Hartley, the letter speaks for itself, and I want to say this in front of Mr. Hartley. He represents what we have in every single one of our schools, our caring adults, whether they're administrators or teachers. And so tonight you are representing our school-based administrators as being a shining example of what it takes to ensure that all students have a great opportunity and access to high quality education. So thank you. And you also are receiving a Superintendent Coin of Excellence.
This concludes this evening's presentations.
We have one other presentation we want to make. With former board chair Lori Hershey join me. On behalf of the entire district, Duval County School District, and this board, we present Lori Hershey in appreciation of your dedication and leadership in the improvement of education as chair, Duval County School Board 2018-2019. Thank you. Beginning of her outstanding leadership. Okay, next we have the approval of the agenda. That the Duval County School Board approve the December 10th, 2019 agenda as submitted on December 3rd, 2019. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Board Vice Chair Anderson, second by Board Member Hershey. Any discussion? If not, I call for your vote. By action, a vote of 6-0, you approve the agenda for tonight. The chairperson's report will be very brief, but I did want to acknowledge the contributions of a young person who has given so much time to our district. This individual has given up her time, soul, and heart to Duval County School District. She has demonstrated strong, organized, inclusive leadership over the last year. I thought we had a picture of that individual. She has spent 338. She has been in 338 meetings over the last year. That's almost one a day. 12 meetings with the regular school board, 36 board workshops and committee meetings, 33 special events, 82 meetings with constituents and business leaders, 25 meetings with staff, and 17 council meetings. That's almost as many as they have. Ms. Hershey, we just want to thank you for your leadership, and if the board members could join me, we have a small token of appreciation for, oh, there she is. That's the spelling bee contest. Thank you, Lori, for all that you did for this district.
That's very generous.
Nina's going to get it for us.
Nina's going to get it for us. Okay. I wonder if this is too far back.
Do we need to come down there? Or?
That should be good. Move that chair. It was hiding parts of me. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now we'll have the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Chairman Jones.
Go back and read that line.
Side button. Side button. Thank you. We are so excited. The month of December always brings out the excitement of the Teacher of the Year, Principal of the Year, and Assistant Principal of the Year. And this year was no different. The excitement was just outstanding. We are so excited to recognize our top 5 finalists. We have Leanne Hall from William N. Raines High School, Leslie White from YMYWLA at Eugene Butler, Renee McNulty from Jean Ribault High School, Carol Thomas, Dinsmore Elementary School, and Michael Ham at Matthew Gilbert Middle School. It was a lot of fun to go and surprise them. We were excited that Board Member Willie was able to attend, and we know that Chairman Jones had a training, so he wasn't able to attend, but the children, in some instances, I think were more excited than the teacher, but it's a lot of fun, and it's just one example of the great things that are happening in our schools. This year, for the first time, the Assistant Principal of the Year and Principal of the Year is happening at the same time. We are excited that we have had 5 nominees for Assistant Principal of the Year. We had Anthony Scarlett from William M. Raines High School, Elizabeth Stansel, Duncan Fletcher Middle School, Catherine Fullaginetti, I always have to work on making sure I pronounce her name correctly, Assistant Principal at Matthew Gilbert Middle School, Nikisha White, Assistant Principal at Carter G. Woodson Elementary School, and Raquel Foxworth, Assistant Principal at Henry F. Kite Elementary School. And the Assistant Principal that will be representing Duval County Public Schools is Catherine Fullaginetti, Assistant Principal of Matthew Gilbert Middle School. Principal of the Year, again, we had 4 outstanding nominees for Principal of the Year. LaWanda Polidor from St. Clair Evans Elementary School, Rebecca Rawlinson, Principal of Westside High School, Julie Hemphill, Principal of Kernan Middle School, and Monique Chapman, Principal of Venetia Elementary School. And we're very proud that LaWanda Polidor will represent Principal of the Year for Duval County Public Schools. We are also in the process of identifying our school-related Employee of the Year. Please note that nomination packets must be received by December 19th of this year, 2019. The tentative date for Employee Recognition event is March 20th, 2020. We truly want to ensure that all employees know how much we appreciate the work that they do each and every day. So please nominate that person that you see they're there every day doing the work that needs to be done, and we want to make sure that they are recognized. Also next week, we will have an event called Love Them First, Lessons from Lucy Laney Elementary. It is a community conversation. The screening will be December 16th at 5:30, though it is by invitation. Those who have received invitation, many are from our schools, our community, our business communities, other government agencies. You know that your invitation says that the reception starts at 5, but the screening will start at 5:30. The purpose of showing this is the challenges of serving students in high poverty communities. And there will be a panel discussion with students and principals to talk about some of the things they face every day outside of the school walls. And it really is a wonderful documentary. And so even if you're not coming to the community conversation, you can just type Love Them First documentary in Google, and it's free to watch. You can just click on it and watch the documentary on the website. Even though we celebrate a lot during the holidays, for many people, the holidays is not something that they look forward to. It can lead to depression. It leads to financial issues. And so we send an email out to all of our employees reminding them that we have the Employee Assistance Program, and that this is an opportunity to make sure that if you need those services, that we wanted to make sure that you knew how to access those resources. It's through Health Advocate. It's a high quality employee assistant program benefit, and it's available to all of our employees and their dependents. Now, I have a interesting little surprise that I'm about to share, maybe. We have a special message from Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to make this play.
Dr. Green, this is Dr. Shaquille O'Neal, Superintendent, doing big things up in Duval County. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm sending you some gifts. And Dr. Henry, you're doing great things too. Love you guys, Duval County.
It really was hard. It was sent by a phone. So, believe it or not,
a gentleman I met at a conference. This gentleman works in the state of Florida and said, you know, I've heard things about Duval County, and I said, well, you should come visit our school district. We're doing great things in Duval. And after that person visited our district, I received this message from Shaquille O'Neal. And this message really is about our students. Because they were so impressed of what we were doing here in Duval County, through Shaquille O'Neal's foundation called Project Care, and through retired basketball player Alonzo Mourning organization, the Henry and Zach Crockett Foundation, they are donating turkeys and toys for one family for every single one of our schools in Duval County. So that's meals and gift packages for 196 families. We really have to give a lot of credit to Dr. Henry, because Dr. Henry has chose to be the liaison, and Paul Soares, his team, the coordination that it's going to take to get almost 200 turkeys and toys matched up with the right families, with the children. You know, you want to make sure if they have the right gifts. You don't want to give a childlike gift to an 17-year-old junior in high school. So our social workers are working with every school to identify the family from each school, as well as we will be working as a team starting on the next Wednesday of how do we match up the toys with the families. And so we are very, very thankful and very fortunate for this opportunity that just came about because someone visited our school district and was so impressed about what they saw happening here. And so that is just a tribute to this board that is sitting here, that your hearts are out there supporting our schools and the 13,000 employees and 130,000 students that we serve. So thank you very much, and happy holidays. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Team Duval is doing it all the time. Even Shaquille O'Neal recognized it. That's big news. Thank you, Dr. Green. I would also like to recognize Boy Scout Troop 485 from Resurrection Church in Arlington. Are they still here? Okay. Thank you for joining us tonight.
I want y'all to know that they're in Arlington, which of course is, I know it's a great troop because it's in Arlington.
And who might represent the Arlington area on the school board? Okay.
It's me.
Thank you. Next, we will have public comment. We are now in the public comment portion of our agenda. Those wishing to address the board must fill out a blue speaker's card. The school board welcomes your comments on matters that are before the board for consideration. It is not the board's intent to respond this evening, but to use the input in our deliberations. To give everyone appropriate respect and courtesy, we ask the audience to refrain from audible comments or applause. When you come to the microphone, please state your name for the record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. When the green light in front of me starts blinking, you will have a minute remaining. When the light turns yellow, you will have 30 seconds remaining. When it turns red and the buzzer sounds, your time will be up. If your concerns exceed that time, you may present written comments to the board. You are asked to refrain from references to specific individuals and to follow expectations for civil discourse. Please remember that speaker cards were only accepted up until 6:20 p.m. Thank you for taking time to address the board. Madam Vice Chair.
I'll be calling your name up to speak tonight. I'll call you a couple at a time if you'll just come around and line up. Our first speaker tonight is Mr. Chris Brinson, followed by Walter Vance, and then Tim Miller. apologize. Mrs. Brinson.
Hi, my name is Chris Brinson. I am a driver and a driver trainer for First Student. We would like to, I'm going to read a letter. Please excuse me if I'm a little bit nervous, but the employees at First Student would like to voice their concerns about awarding the bid for GSA 4. We all signed the letter to each of you with our concerns. We would like to go over a few of these concerns. First Student has worked with us very well through the years to secure very fair wages and increases through our 6-year step. We have just voted in a contract that falls in line with the previous years of fair increases. We have all seen the wages that STA has in place for PV location and also the pay increases that are being offered for their Lee Road location. These wages are well below the wages that we were secured with First Student. We in the busing industry all talk to each other out at the schools, as you know, and we have heard talks of walking out because of the wages that STA is offering their people. We also have read the statement from STA that was made to the news saying that they will pay us what we have, if not more. We don't understand how this would be fair to their current employees if they're going to award us the money that we're making now. The wages at First Student have secured us over the next few years to have very good raises in an attempt to lessen the shortage of drivers here in Jacksonville by bringing up the starting wage to $15.50 this next school year, which stays at $13.30 for the next 4 years with STA. I, as a trainer, have seen many applicants come in for a job, and after hearing the starting wage, they choose not to follow through with the interview and go elsewhere. With the new wages and the pay over the next few years, we have seen a big change in hiring new drivers. The new wages help our employees to provide for their families. The difference in pay between the companies could mean paying an electric bill or putting food on the table for their families, and the increase will help lessen the burdens that they have to provide for their families. The First Student employees refuse to go backwards in pay. We all know that the pay rates for the STA, and that is a step back for us. First Student has always worked well with our union to help keep our wages fair. We secured our contract in just 4 meetings and know that STA has been to the table 4 times and still have not secured a contract. They're still continuing to bring to the table low wages, which in fact that they turned around and they voted down at their last meeting. We have also heard that they have talked about walking out because of these wages. They are the lowest paid in Duval County. We're asking that you consider just a small amount of difference in the bid process, that you stay with what works. You see all the people that we have here. We like our company. They're fair to us, and they do provide us with good wages and big increases over the next few years to help lessen the shortage of the drivers. Drivers are being made to double and triple up on routes when they're very short on other at STAs. So we just hope you consider.
Thank you.
Mr. Vance?
Good evening, school board members. Thank you for your time and effort. Concerning the transportation contract being discussed tonight by our Teamsters Union rep, Chris, I would like to say that cheaper is not always better. In fact, cheaper can actually lead to more problems down the road. Think of it this way. Say you want to remodel your kitchen at your home. Everyone knows you get at least 3 bids. You throw out the lowest bid and take the middle bid. STA outbid First Student by just 6 cents. Is that 6 cents worth the future liability of a union strike? As Teamster members, we don't want to strike, but we aren't going to take a pay cut. STA is currently paying their employees less than us. There's a shortage of school bus drivers nationwide. However, with a pay cut, we estimate that you would lose at least 50 of our 288 employees here in Jacksonville. I would like to quote our president of First Student, Paul Osland, when he says, "I, along with others here, are beyond disappointed with the bid results. We love being in Jacksonville and love the team there. This is all a bit tragic. We bumped wages to get them to the point we knew they needed to be to serve the district the way it should be. We still kept our price below what STA and Durham currently charge. Unfortunately, it appears STA did not assume the same wages in their proposal, and as a result, ended up with a cheaper price. It does not serve the district well in the end. For student or employees, I would hope the district would have created enough flexibility in the bid process to work with us to remain, as I do believe that it is the best result for the students and the district. End of quote. In conclusion, I hope you will reconsider the contract and bid in favor of First Student with a commitment of safety first and over 100 years of experience. Thanks again for your time and effort.
Thank you. Next up, Mr. Tim Miller, followed by Leveus Taveras, and then Artrello Russ.
All right, good evening. First, I'd like to say thank you to Mrs. Hershey for your work this past year. It's been a rough year, a lot of pushback, but you handled it with grace and with courage, and I really appreciate that. Not only as the board chair, but also as our board person. After numerous emails back and forth, I appreciate all your support. Mr. Jones, Ms. Anderson, congratulations on your appointments. You've got big shoes to fill, but I believe you're well equipped to handle it and continue to move forward. There's still a lot of work to do as we push to the A. We're almost there, and I think we can get it. All right. Also want to talk briefly about ESE. Again, had the opportunity over the last several weeks to hear from and talk to a number of ESE personnel, and they're very concerned because their workload, their caseloads are very high. They are distributed based on the number of students that they work with instead of the number of services and accommodations those students receive. So it's very difficult for them to properly service all of their students, especially when they're pulled for testing for small groups. All those other students that are not being pulled for testing still need all those accommodations and services provided. So they're very concerned about their ability to continue to service those students appropriately as documented in their IEP. They are working long hours, those that I talked to, and they need some support. They need some help. So I'd encourage you to continue to look at that. I know it's something that there has been a focus on the last few years, and I do greatly appreciate that, but there's still some work to do. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Leveus Taveras.
Members of the board. My name is Leveus Taveras, and I am one of the parents of Brentwood Elementary. I also have Arteria here with me. We received like 3 weeks ago a letter that our children's school are closing. As you could see, we're devastating. Our children went home crying that day. And I have a few concerns and a few questions that I would like to ask here. One of the questions is, what was the specific support and resource lacking to fully serve our students and teachers? The other question is, why was the voice of the parents of the Brentwood community were ignored and not told us to the last minute, like 3 weeks ago, that our school are closing? And what was the action, like what made you guys take the action to close the school? What was the action to close the school? And was approved by everybody in the board. The other one is, if the school do close, what plans are made to place to ensure that our children have a smooth transition? One thing is a school, Brentwood is a school of the art, and for what I have go and check myself, I have go to the school, check myself, and the other two school of the art. The other two school of the art have no spaces available for my children to go. Brentwood is the only school of the art that offer dance, and it's one of the reasons why my child go there. Yes, while that school struggled before in the past, you could see a big increase in the children putting, the effort to bring the school to a better ground. I know what they talk about is one of the things is that the facility need some fixing. My one of the question that I have is what facility they will be needing in order to bring the school into compliance, and how could the parents help in that? Like, there's a 5-year review every time, and as a parent, I always checking on the law. So I know there's kind of every 5 year the school have to be checked for what need to be fixed in school. I would like to know what was done in those 5 years, if the school was fixed, and how it got to the point that it is right now. I want to be sure and give all the opportunity.
Dr. Green wants to. Dr. Green.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. First of all, thank you for coming before the board. Secondly, I would like Ms. Peak, she's the Assistant Superintendent for School Choice. I would like for her to meet with you. And also, in your letter, it talks about a date that we're having this community meeting, so I hope that you will be able to attend.
Yes.
And at that time, probably more of your questions will be able to answer.
Okay, and I know I sent an email to Honorable Darrell Willie, and he have responded that the school is not put to close yet. It's not a decision to close. So I got that email today. But for what we got in the letter that we got 3 weeks ago, it said that by next year our school will be closed.
And at that's what we will be discussing at that meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Tavares. Ms. Russ?
Good afternoon. My name is Artrella Russ, and I am also a parent at Brentwood Elementary School for the Performing Arts. And my concerns are some of the same. I also wrote a letter to one of the chairmen today, and I got a response back, and it was basically the same response. I am concerned with the school closing because when I moved in that area, that was one of the selling points. In 2006, I was selected as one of the members of the Habitats for Humanities participants to get a home. And one of the selling points of the homes was the fact that we had a school in our neighborhood in walking distance for our children. And that was a selling point for me because I needed quality education for my children. My daughter is in ballet, and she's been in ballet for 3 years. For 3 years since 3rd grade, she has excelled. She has no formal training, but it does qualify her for being going to La Villa as a feeder school for that. And without that in our neighborhood, some of the kids don't have anywhere else to turn. My daughter is also an AB Honor Roll student. Last 9 weeks, she made straight A's and 1 B in conduct. That's all thanks to the help and support that she get at Brentwood. And I just want to know, as a community, what are we going to do to save our children? Because our children come first to me. My passion is not just for my children, it's for other children. Because like I said, I have a 5th grader and a 4th grader. The impact is not going to really impact them, but I see other kids who parents walk them to school every day, who when their child gets sick, that they have to walk to pick their child up. North Shore is so far away that a lot of parents can't get there. They don't have transportation. On December the 19th, are they going to provide transportation for these parents to get down to the new school, to see the atmosphere, to voice their opinion, to look at how far it is for them to communicate with their kids? As I said before, I don't have a problem with the school closing. I do have a problem with my kids not having somewhere to look up to. When they're my age and they say, okay, I went there. I'm a product of William and Raines, and it gives me pride every time I drive by my school to see that that's where I come from. I want my kids to have the same pride. And thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Russ. Next up we have Wona Mann.
Sorry, we no applause, please. Thank you.
And then after Ms. Mann, we have Dennis Gallagher.
evening to the board, chairpersons, and I sincerely respect your position here. My name is Warner Mann. I'm a bus driver for First Student. I've been driving for 13 plus years. I'm here in behalf of the petition. I'm one of the persons that signed. And I just want to speak from my heart, speak to your heart. I'm just going to use this as a metaphor, just for you to ponder on. What if you came to work in the morning and was told there was a bid for your seats? That someone won your seat through a bid, and that they had accepted an annual cut of your pay by $5,000 to $10,000 of your salary. Ponder on this. But the only way that you can regain your seat is that you would just accept the contract as is. Or, the question is, would you be standing in my position, as well as my fellow co-workers, as well as STA? What would you do? I'm just here to plead my case in the case of my fellow co-workers, as well as the other bus drivers. But what I'm really saying to you all is, just hear me. No, hear us. Hear us. Help us keep our seats as first student drivers. We love what we do. Children are first in our lives. We transport every child in Duval County and surrounding counties. What I'm saying to you is, listen to your hearts. What would you do? Just get the big picture. Please use your seats to help us to keep our seats. Thank you.
Thank you. Dennis Gallagher.
Good evening. My name is Dennis Gallagher. I'm the Operations VP of the Southeast Region for Student Transportation of America, STA. You might not know me, but I'm sure that you know us. You would have to if you live here. We own 500 school buses in Duval County, and we operate nearly 460 routes in Arlington, the Beaches, and the West Side. We've been in Duval County since 2009, and we own the industry's leading safety record nationwide. Annually, we get high regards from the district, and we come well recommended by Duval County's Transportation Department, a recommendation that we've used, in fact, to go win business elsewhere in Florida and in other states. As for me, I'm fourth generation in the school bus business, and my father started this company in 1997 with a single route and a single bus. We've grown it since then to over 15,000 vehicles and as many employees or more, using one guiding principle: take care of your employees and they will take care of you. To the people of First Student that are here or who might be watching, I apologize. Change is never easy, and you did not ask for this. I also apologize that you may have been misled by some information that's out there that I would like to clear up. Since 2009 that we've been here, we have successfully and in good faith negotiated labor agreements with your same union, Teamsters Local 512, in 2009, 14, 17, and 19. And in 2019, the agreement that we struck for GSA 1 was tentatively agreed to and signed off on by the union, with wages that ironically were higher than those in GSA 4 this year. The vote was turned down by 5 votes. Hardly what I would call a significant margin, as was reported in the press. So yes, we will be back to negotiate that agreement again in good faith, as we always have and as we always do. This is not the first time we've inherited a contract from another vendor, taking it over from First Student in Duval County in 2009 and from Bernie Bus here in 2017. And in our labor dealings here and around the country, we've never once cut wages. Frankly, that is bad business and it makes no sense. So the rumors that are being spread about wages being cut are a fear tactic, and they are absolutely reprehensible. They are damaging to everyone involved, as you can see. Over the last 11 years, we have continued to propose higher start rates because we see where the country is going with minimum wages, and here will be no different. Continue to move forward with where the nation is going on higher start rates because we agree this is the best way to get more drivers, and who wouldn't want more drivers? In closing, we're going to be having introductory meetings next Tuesday, a week from today. More information will be available, but at the Crown Plaza near the airport, 11 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. Come find out more about us. Give us a chance to find out more about you. We're going to be catering it, so grab a meal, lunch, or dinner, raffling off some Christmas presents, and as they say, a good time will be had by all. But let's stop the rumor spreading, and let's get it all out on the table. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great evening. God bless. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gallagher. That is the end of our public comments for this evening.
All right. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. We now have comments from the parent organizations. Are there any parent organizations who wish to address the board? I'm looking to see. I don't see Mr. Hawk. Oh, yes, ma'am. Ms. Rogers.
Good evening. Good evening, Chairperson Jones, school board members, and Dr. Green. I'm Teresa Rogers, President of the Duval County Council of PTAs and PTSAs, reporting tonight on behalf of DCC PTA. We have a lot planned for the upcoming second half of the school year. We're hoping to do our part and get as many parents as possible to show support to our teachers and accompany DTU to the Fund Our Future rally in Tallahassee in January. Several of us from the County Council are also making additional trips to Tallahassee in January to attend Florida PTA's legislative convention and try to meet with as many of our local lawmakers as we can while we're there. We will be partnering again with Parent Academy to teach several classes this second half of the school year, including one that will be a DCC PTA sponsored Lunch and Learn, supporting safety in our schools and community, which will include several topics, including gun safety and consequences for students who make threats against schools. We are also wrapping up our county-wide Reflections Art program. This year we had PTAs and PTSAs from 16 schools participate with a total of 260 pieces of art from 256 students. The winners will be announced in January. And lastly, I just want to wish the happiest of holiday seasons to all of you from myself and from the entire Duval County Council of PTAs. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers. Anyone else? I see Mr. Hawk. Comments from employee organizations. Anyone here? Terry Brady, Elton Brown, Jason Geiger, Chris Stovall. Okay, everybody's on vacation. Oh, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Burris. I'm the business agent for Lionel Local 630. And I represent the IT group, and we just got the very first contract with health services. We worked hard to get that, and I want to thank the administration. I want to thank the management, Elizabeth, and their team for working with the union to get the best contract that we could possible for a first contract for the health services department for this school board, because they're very important, just as everybody else. It's all part of the team. So I want to thank all of you tonight, and again I want to thank them, and I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm old-fashioned, sorry. Don't say Happy Holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Burris. Did I miss anyone else? Okay. Approval of minutes. That the Duval County School Board approved minutes for the following meetings listed in the agenda item. November the 5th, 2019, board workshop. November the 5th, 2019, regular board meeting. November the 6th, 2019 Master Board Training. November the 12th, 2019 Board Workshop. November the 18th, 2019 Board Workshop. November the 19th, 2019 Board Workshop and Committee Meeting. November the 19th, 2019 Special Board Meeting Organizational. November the 19th, 2019 Special Board Meeting Leasing Corporation. November the 21st, 2019 Community Meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Board Member Grimes, second by Board Member Hersey. Any discussion? If not, I call for your vote. By your action, you approve that item 6-0. Approval of the consent agenda. Are there any items to place on the consent agenda or items for discussion? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second by Vice Chair Anderson, second by Board Member Grimes. Is there any discussion? If not, I call for your vote. By your action, you approve that item 6-0. General discussion items, public hearing and vote. Adopt the school district facilities 5-year work program for the year 2019-2020 to 2024-2025. Dr. Green.
That the Duval County School Board conduct a public hearing and approve the district facility 5-year work plan as required by section 1013.35 Florida statutes.
Public hearing is now open. Is anyone here who wishes to speak on this item? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. I ask for your motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Board Member Grimes, second by Board Member Hersey. Any discussion? If not, open. Call for your vote. By your action, you've adopted that item 6-0. Public hearing and vote on revisions to Chapter 5 Board Policies. Dr. Green.
That the Duval County School Board conduct a public hearing and adopt policy 5.63, medical marijuana -low THC cannabis use by qualified students in schools.
Public hearing is now open. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak to that item? We're in a public hearing. If you want to come up and speak to the item, you can. And if you would, please fill out a blue speaker's card when you finish speaking.
Mr. Chairman, we don't do that for the public hearing.
Okay. Sorry, you don't have to do that.
I just wanted you to elaborate a little more on that. As far as the marijuana in schools.
We're here to get input from you. We discussed this at a public workshop, and so we're not here to discuss the item with you. We're just here to get your input on the item.
Mr. Chairman, perhaps what we can do is when the public hearing is closed, if there are any questions or an explanation of the agenda item, that might address that. But at this specific moment, we don't, it's
not an interactive conversation. It's to receive whatever comments that you may have, and you've asked a question, which the board may respond to.
Okay, but this is my first meeting, so I was just wanting to know, how does it work? Because I have 2 nieces and 2 nephews in the school board in the public school system now.
All right. Perhaps during the discussion we can get a response to those questions.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being present. Anyone else here to speak to that item? If not, public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by board member Hershey, second by Vice Chair Anderson. Any discussion?
Superintendent, would you mind if we have some explanation
Yes.
about why we are moving forward with this policy?
Well, I'm going to also ask someone to come up and give further clarification, but as you know, and I think it was 2016, the law was passed for approval of medical marijuana use in the state of Florida. This policy is for, and as soon as you hear the title, I knew, I said, I think there's going to be some questions about this. That for students who qualify and who has a medical doctor has given them a prescription for medical marijuana or low THC cannabis, this is our policy of how these students are able to take that medication while they're at school. The policy delineates between who can administer that medication to those students, and it's very clear it must be the caretaker for that student, and what they are required to do when they are at school. But I'm going to ask for additional clarification of this policy.
Thank you.
Yes, so as Dr. Green was saying, this is part of state statute that we adopt a policy regarding the administration of medical marijuana for the school district. So we have adopted a policy which would allow the administration of medical marijuana to students who are qualified by the Florida Department of Health, and they would go ahead and have their parent administer the medical marijuana or the caregiver administer the medical marijuana that is indicated on the Florida Department of Health's medical marijuana registry. The parent would need to go ahead and fill out a application with the district, and then they would go ahead and submit that to the School Health Services Office. The School Health Services Office would review that authorization form and develop a plan of action with the parent in order to go ahead and allow the administration of the medical marijuana. This would be in conjunction with the principal, where it would be administered at a designated location on school board campus, and then after the administration of the medical marijuana is done, the parent or caregiver would need to remove the medical marijuana off the campus, so it would not be stored on campus.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. This was, I didn't introduce Elizabeth Terrizzo. She is the Director of Health Services for the school district, so I apologize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, discussion, board members? If not, I call for your vote.
Can I say one other thing?
Go ahead.
I just want to thank the staff that worked really hard to put a comprehensive plan together that looked at other policies that were in place in other areas. We had a good discussion about this, and I appreciate the work that went into making sure that this was the right fit for Duval.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Thank you. I call for your vote. You actually approve that item 6-0. There is no board member travel, so I guess everyone will be home for the holidays. Superintendent travel, that the Duval County School Board approved the following superintendent travel: December 11th through the 12th, 2019, Orlando, Florida. Curriculum Associates Southeast Team Winter Regional Meeting, January 22nd to the 24th, 2020, Tallahassee, Florida. FADSS 2020 Winter Leadership Conference. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Board Member Grimes, second by Vice Chair Anderson. Any discussion? If not, call for your vote. By your action, you've adopted superintendent travel vote approved at 6-0. For the record, let's start with Board Member Willie.
The boy in the corner over there.
Way down here.
Time out.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just want to start by congratulating. We had the Teacher of the Year nominations that happened, and then top 5 were awarded. Just so happens that 3 of those 5 happen to be in District 4. So we have a great chance of winning the whole thing this year. So very excited about that. So our teachers from Dinsmore, as well as Matthew Gilbert and Rebo High School, all were awarded, and I was able to be there. And it was amazing just to see the students get so excited for their teacher because they get to spend that quality time with them. And I'm just so impressed by what I have seen because I've been to many of those classrooms, but also seeing the action happen that day. In addition to that, both the principal and the assistant principal that were awarded as well have come from District 4. I don't know if it's a coincidence that I'm the board member or not, but I will take some credit. But Principal Polydor and Ms. Fulginetti from Gilbert, who are both phenomenal leaders as well. Just congratulations to each one of those folks as they're going into it. Did want to pause and make sure folks did know there was some conversation around the consolidation meetings and whatnot that happened. We had a powerful meeting on last night where we were at Long Branch, the John Love Long Branch, and we had parents and other folks out to have that conversation. 2 more conversations will happen this week, next Tuesday and Thursday. So I want to encourage everyone, if you're in St. Clair Evans or Brentwood, those communities, to make sure you come out and hear that conversation, because we are trying to bring in community voice as much as possible to these. There's a full process that has to happen before things are implemented and things happen. So we want to add as much voice as possible to it. So just wanted to make sure folks knew about that. And once again, happy holidays to everyone, and be safe and enjoy family over the break.
Thank you. Board Member Joyce?
Yes. I want to begin by letting the board know that I was privileged to attend some Veteran Day ceremonies last month. I appreciate that we celebrate the month of November to honor our veterans. My son is in the Air Force and my nephew is in the Army. We had a big celebration at Joseph Stilwell, and it's a military academy of leadership, and I am just so thrilled at the work that's being done at that military academy, and just congratulations to the teachers and the principal there for that work. Board Chair Anderson and Board Vice Chair Anderson and Board Chair Jones and I were able to attend the Florida School Board Association joint conference last week in Tampa, Florida. I always enjoy the opportunity to collaborate with other board members around the state and the nation for best practices and what's going on in public schools across the county, large public schools like ours. And so we look forward to sharing everything that we learned with the board, and especially as we approach this new year and our strategic planning and our community meetings. So we're really looking forward to that. So I had enjoyed that opportunity. I know that this, being a teacher recently in the Duval County Public School System, this is a great time of the year because all of our teachers and our bus drivers and our paraprofessionals and everybody that's in the trenches, you guys truly do work in the trenches. I appreciate the work that you do, and I know that you're tired. And I just want to say enjoy your holiday and have a very Merry Christmas. And I just, again, appreciate all of the work that you guys do and working with our students, loving them, and you are what education is all about. And then finally, I want to say we had 2 special birthdays this month. I think Board Chair Jones's birthday was at the beginning of the month, and we have Superintendent Green's birthday coming up.
We both were coming up.
Oh, your bud's the 20th. My daughter is December 20th, and I think, but who was December 3rd? We were at this meeting last week. I don't remember. Anyway, Board Chair Jones and Superintendent Dr. Green, happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy your special day and your holidays. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. We'll have to give you more time next time. Board Vice Chair Anderson.
Thank you. I am excited to be wrapping up my first year on the school board. It has been a crazy year. And it's been fun having this opportunity to reflect back, and I'm getting the social media memories that are coming up that I just want to say it's an honor to serve my community. I want to say congratulations to the assistant principal, Elizabeth Stansel from Fletcher Middle School, and the principal, Julia Hempel from Kernan Middle School, for their nominations and finalists as AP and Principal of the Year. So congratulations to them, my District 2 folks. I also want to send a congratulations out to the Fletcher High School Band, who placed 6th in the state marching band competition. So I'm very proud of the arts program and the marching band competition that's happening there. It is alive and well. For anybody who doubts that we are celebrating the arts, it's happening. I also learned while I was at the FSBA Joint Conference that our school board is 150 years old. So I didn't want to go without saying happy birthday to us. In March of 1869, the school district was incorporated. I can't remember what the language was. But that's really cool. What a milestone for us, and I'm excited for the 150-year progress that we have made since then. January is coming. Legislative session starts. Please, if you might have taken some time off, we will all be going to Tallahassee to meet with our legislators. If you are interested in doing that, please keep on the lookout. Hopefully we'll be taking some folks over to Tallahassee to do some advocacy work. And if you are not interested in going to Tallahassee, you can still send an email, and we would welcome that. We have lots to advocate for this year. And if you're not sure what to advocate for, you can always email me, and I'll help you figure out what you should email them about. Thank you, Superintendent Green, for our lovely gifts. I want to wish everyone a wonderful holiday season, a Happy New Year, since we won't meet again until January. And as you said before, sometimes the holidays are extra stressful. So my words of wisdom for this month is to remember that the greatest weapon against stress is the ability to choose one thought over another. So keep your mind right this season. Enjoy. I'll see you all next year.
Thank you. Board Member Hershey. I just want to call you Chair, Vice Chair.
Thank you. I wanted to thank Chairman Jones and the board for the plaque and the card. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Green. I think that is probably going to be my favorite gift. I mean, it's just so unique and something that will be treasured, and it's such an honor because treasured because it came from our students and from a school, and that's a nice thing for us to hang on to for our time on the board. So thank you. That was a really great idea. I appreciate that. Had an opportunity to visit 2 of my schools. They've had some holiday shops, and so I volunteered and showed up and helped wrap some gifts and talk to students, and that was really enjoyable. I was at Greenland Pines and Loretto Elementary, and today Board Member Grimes and Vice Chair Anderson and I were able to be at the Marine Science Center. I went there for a field trip when I was in 5th grade. That was a very long time ago, shortly after they opened, or not opened, but after, the Marine Science Center was functioning, and so it was really great to be there and see the good things happening. And we have a lot of schools that are hidden gems in our district, and this is certainly one of them. What they do for all 5th grade students across the county in public and private schools as far as field trip opportunities, and working with students who are juniors to help get them across the finish line and earn their GED or high school diploma is really exciting. So that was a great day today.
Okay.
And I would like to wish everyone a happy holidays.
Thank you. Board Member Grimes.
Yes, talking about what we saw today was, and like you say, it is a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know, that we even have this opportunity for our kids that need that little bump to get over, getting out of school and doing something else. But I think for me, in listening and actually looking at the kids, this is where some of the kids would not be, they would be on the streets. We're saving some of these children. So it's always, what our teachers do and what our everything that people do for our kids, and that's, I know for us, that's all, that's what we want, it's all about the kids. But it was a really good time. I think that the Teacher of the Year was rigged. And next year, I'm going to be, I don't think I haven't had a Teacher of the Year in, for a finalist, since I've been here. So something's going on, and I'm gonna do something different next year, so that I didn't get a principal, I didn't get an AP. It's like, seriously?
You would think they would spread that around the
I
district
know.
a little bit. You can't have one in every district.
Seriously, there's something going on, and I'm gonna find out what it is. I love the decorations in this building. I know that some of our other buildings are also, but I tell you, every floor you open the doors, and everybody must have had a great time with this decorations. I feel sorry for the ones who have to take them down. But I think the superintendent had a lot to do with that. And I think it really was good for our employees to be able to do that kind of thing, and hopefully they had a good time. And I too want to just wish everybody happy Christmas, and certainly it is difficult, because I know that there are a lot of people out there who are not as fortunate as we are, and I try to keep that in mind, and feel grateful for what I have, and being a member of this board is that too, but certainly want to think about the people that are not so fortunate. So see y'all in tomorrow, that's right. But to everybody else, what is it, 2020, whoever thought?
New decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Okay, thank you. And I also just want to commend the ROTCs that participated in the Veterans Day Parade. Duval County was well represented. It was amazing to see how large some of these ROTCs are in Duval County. I thought Ed White had the largest group, but I found out that's not true.
Thank you so much, Chair Jones. I wanted to say congratulations to the communications team who helped make all of this media a reality for you. They got 2 separate awards at the FSBA Joint Conference from the Sunshine State School Public Relations Association, and we were very excited for them, and their hard work has gone well rewarded, and so we appreciate that work.
And they did come and receive the awards, and they drove right back to work. So they
To Tampa and back.
Tampa and back, but we were well represented. And I just thank you for reminding us of that. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if nothing else, is there a motion?
So move. Second.
Moved by Board Member Hershey, second by Grimes. Any discussion?
This is a record.
This is good.
Meeting's adjourned.